Assalamualaikum. My name is NURUL AFIQAH binti JAMALUDDIN, and I will briefly explain about the case study of corruption by the former chairman of FELDA, Tan Sri Issa Abdul Samad. So the charges were Tan Sri Issa Samad is accused of receiving money in stage as a reward for helping to approve the purchase of Merdeka Palace Hotel Suites in Kuching, Sarawak. Tan Sri Issa Samad is accused of receiving the money from Ikhwan Zaidul, a board member of Gagasan Abadi Property Sdn Bhd, through his former special political officer Muhammad Zahid. 14 December 2018, the charge in the Kuala Lumpur session on 1 charge of breach of trust and 9 charge of accepting bribe, Tan Sri Issa pleaded not guilty to all charges. So on 16 June 2021, the Kuala Lumpur High Court ordered Tan Sri to defend himself on the 9 corruption charge after the prosecution managed to prove all the essence of the charge. So the court acquitted and released Tan Sri from the charge of breach of trust by approving the proposal purchase of Merdeka Palace Hotel and Suite in Kuching, Sarawak for RM116 million without the approval of FELDA board member. 3 February 2021, the High Court sentenced Sri Issa to 6 years in prison and a fine of 15.45 million.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is LIYANA binti AZIZUL. I will discuss about the main issue of this case. One of the important characteristics that must be present is a leader must have integrity and clean from any corruption and breach of trust. Corruption is an immoral activity that needs to be addressed immediately because it can undermine the value of national integrity. The integrity of an organization in achieving success is surrounded by leaders who have integrity and are clean from any corruption and breach of trust. Unethical leaders are those who mismanage public funds and other resources for personal gain. One of the most prominent examples is the case of Issa Samad, who was previously the chairman of FELDA. Muhammad Issa received money in stages as a reward for his role in approving the purchase of a hotel in Kuching, Sarawak. He received the money from Gagasan Abadi Property Sdn Bhd board member Ikhwan Zaidul through his former special political officer. According to the Circular on Conduct and Prohibition in the Public Service, an officer is prohibited from giving and receiving bribes, managing business during office hour, and so on. Issa Muhammad was sentenced to 54 years in prison and fined 15.45 million ringgit by the High Court after found guilty of 9 counts of corruption.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is LIYANA binti ZAINURIN, and I'll continue the presentation in the part of possible related issue, which is wrongful conduct. Tan Sri Issa Samad was found not guilty of criminal breach of trust. The court stated that the FIC had consented to the purchase of the Merdeka Palace Hotel. He was charged with the 9 draft offences after the judge determined that there was sufficient evidence of the offence, receiving gratification. Tan Sri Issa Samad was accused of receiving a cash gratification of 3 million ringgit Malaysia from Ikhwan Zaidul, a board of Gagasan Abadi Property Sdn Bhd. The draft accusation were brought under Section 16 of the MACC Act, which carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. Former FELDA chairman sentenced to 54 years in prison and a 15.5 ringgit Malaysian million fine. Tan Sri Muhammad Issa Abdul Samad was found guilty of 9 counts of corruption. The former Negeri Sembilan Menteri Besar was sentenced to 6 years for each accusations. Thank you.
Hi, my name is SITI BATRISYIA binti KHALIB. Actors involved in the ethical incidents are Tan Sri Issa Samad, which he was a former director of FELDA and also a former chairman of FGV Holdings Berhad. He was accused of accepting the 3.9 million bribe in 9 installments from Gagasan Abadi Property Sdn Bhd. Since he was unable to create any reasonable support, he was sentenced to 6 years in prison for each offence, which ran simultaneously, and a fine of 15.45 million was levied against the former FELDA chairman. The next are MCC, which the MCC has launched an investigation into FIC 2014 acquisition of a hotel in Kensington, London, which is alleged to have been paid at a substantially higher rate than the market price, and after that the MCC has started an investigation into the FIC's purchase of a hotel in Kuching, so which was similarly alleged to have been paid at a considerably higher rate than the market price. As can be seen, the MCC has been successful in addressing Tan Sri Issa Samad corruption during the last 7 years. It can be shown that the MCC has great integrity to eradicate the corruption problems in Malaysia.
Assalamualaikum, my name is ELESYAFIFAH and I will continue with the implication of case of corruption committed by former chairman of Felda Tan Sri Muhammad Abdul Samad. The first implication is it pollutes Felda institutions. If the head of an organization, Tan Sri Muhammad Abdul Samad, commits corruption, he is the one who tarnishes and lowers the dignity of Felda itself. In fact, acts of corruption committed in large organizations such as Felda have paralyzed Felda's management and implementation due to the public distrust in Felda's transparency. Although Felda management strive to do its job well, the legitimacy of Felda management is frequently called into doubt due to the bad perception instilled among Felda members. The second implication is Felda organizations are in a precarious financial situation and are heavily indebted. Every time a corruption case occurs, the company will lose revenue. When the head of an organization commits corruption, the level of trust of foreign investors begin to dwindle as a result of the leader's own injustice. This is also evident when previously Felda always sat on a cash treasury of billions of ringgits, but now Felda's cash flow is critical. The third implication is Felda settlers and the people retainers suffer as a result. According to the LLA, in exchange for the commercial land lease, Felda will receive farm land lease payments totaling 248 million ringgit per year, as well as farm profit sharing as 15% per year. However, now Felda only receive an average of 400 million ringgit per year from FGV, despite the fact that the farm required at least 800 million ringgit per year to manage and ensure the welfare of the settlers.
The last implications are the performance of the employees will drop. Employees at Felda will also face a lot of pressure as a result of this case because many people receive negative things about their organization and they refuse to believe them anymore. Thus, workers at Felda will fail to accomplish organizational goals due to poor leadership by Tan Sri Muhammad Samad, who is failing to encourage people to deliver their best outcomes and meet their potential since he as a leader does not demonstrate his high ethics to all employees under him.